Would you ever date a guy that made 200K?
Like a year?
Yeah.
No, what the?
Are you serious? You don't think 200K is a lot?
No, I want a guy that makes 200K a month.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that's pretty good.
Would you?
I mean, like, 200K is like a lot of money. Like, my dad makes 200K.
But like, that's like your hardworking dad. Like, we live in a whole different generation.
That's true. It's easy to make money now.
Yeah.
Clearly. Look how much money we have and what do we do?
Yeah, I want a guy that makes more money than me. Like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. New rule. The only women who are allowed to say, I want a wealthy husband, I'm going to marry a man for resources. The only women who can say that are women who plan to have children. That's it. No exceptions. You want to grow babies inside of you? Then sure, you can take notice of a man's bank account. But all the other women who chase after men's money, you are superficial gold diggers, and your preference is sexist and dehumanizing. It is not okay to lust after the money that a man has because you are too lazy to earn it for yourself.
You need a job.
No, I don't want a job.
Well, I know.
It's so much work.
But
I'm so tired from work. I don't want to do that.
Okay, it's time to grow up. Let me explain something. The female preference for a man with a lot of resources evolved because back in caveman days, when a woman was pregnant and raising children, she had to rely on a man's resources. She was dependent upon it, and so there was no shame in it. Women want their children to survive. That's a good thing. Of course she's attracted to a man who can provide her with abundance. But what modern women have done is they have completely divorced their desire for a wealthy man from the act of having children. But that makes no sense. You can't have one without the other. If you want to become a mother and you know you're not going to be able to work, but you want your children to have a good life, and so naturally you're going to be attracted to rich men, I get it. But if you don't want kids, but you really want a rich husband, there's nothing noble in that. That's just selfish and lazy. And it is astounding to me how entitled modern women have become in demanding access to a man's wealth simply because she's a woman.
A man tells you you're doing too much, you want too much, you're too materialistic. It's not that you are too materialistic. It's this, they can't meet your standards and they don't have the finances to comfort and make you feel like, they can impress you. So they get mad and they want to lash out and tell you that something is wrong with you. But ladies, we were not born to struggle. We were not born for a grown man to have his hand out at rent time to us, baby. That's not why we're here.
No, the reason that you're here is to reproduce. That's the reason all of us are here. Not just men and women, but all biological life on this planet. We are here to reproduce. And it is the height of narcissistic arrogance that so many modern women display that they believe that they are an end unto themselves. To serve a woman, to make her comfortable, that is the end goal. There's no justification needed beyond that. Absolutely not. Fuck that shit. Women are not special. Women absolutely do need to justify their existence in a man's life, and they do that by having children. What other reason could you point to for needing a rich man? Is it for status? You want to own expensive things? You want to look down on other people? You want to provoke envy on social media? Is it just ego? Do you just want to live a rich lifestyle? Are you that hollow inside that you have attached your identity to expensive items and luxury holidays? Because let me tell you, those aren't good reasons. If modern women want to make this the hill that they die on, that they are entitled to a wealthy man just because they want to own some expensive shit, well, that is just fucking embarrassing for your gender. We have less women than ever before showing interest in becoming mothers, in raising a traditional family. And at the same time, you've never had a generation of women so shamelessly entitled to men's money.
Anybody trying to date me, my bills are your bills. So I don't care whose car it is. You're trying to date me. You're trying to take a load off of me. So my car is your car, you cover the bills.
The problem here is that women have taken the instinct that they feel for wanting a man of wealth and completely divorced it from the evolutionary purpose that that instinct played. It used to be, I want a rich man so that I can focus on being a mother. But now women justify those instincts for wanting a rich man just based on, I want to own expensive stuff. I want to not work. I don't want to struggle. I want to be comfortable. And somehow these women don't realize how crazy and dehumanizing this is, to demand that men work and sweat and slave just so that they can be comfortable. How can anybody live with that kind of double standard as their value system? The hypocrisy here is absolutely disgusting because on the one hand, she claims that she has grown beyond her evolutionary instincts, that they are outdated. As a modern woman, she has evolved beyond traditional femininity. She doesn't need to cook or clean or raise children. But while she claims to have evolved past her need to fulfill her womanly obligations, a man is still expected to be rich, to provide for her, to make her life easy, to do the traditional masculine duties, even though she's not doing the traditional feminine duties. But luckily, young men everywhere are realizing how fucked up this is. This TikTok had a woman complain that men aren't gentlemen anymore, and this guy, he posted a great response.
Men don't know how to respect women anymore, and, they're not gentlemen anymore.
Most women have evolved past like the typical gender stereotype of women staying at home, cooking, cleaning, making sandwiches, and having babies. The way that women dress is a lot less conservative. The way that they act is a lot less conservative. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But if women have evolved past that, then that probably means that men have evolved from where they were originally as well. And women wanting to evolve past the old gender role, whatever, but wanting a man who didn't is a weird thing to me. Not all of them, obviously. There are people that believe in traditional gender roles, that women should, whatever, and that men should also whatever. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with either side. But if you're a woman that evolved past being conservative with the way that you dress and the way that you act and what your role in a relationship would be, but you want a man who didn't evolve past that, that's weird. It makes way more sense for women that have evolved past it to evolve with men that have evolved past it and for them to be together, and then people who believe in traditional gender roles to also be together. You don't get to have your cake and eat it too.
Well said, brother. I couldn't agree more. We keep hearing that modern women can do anything that a man can do. This is the new femininity, strong and capable. To that, I say, prove it. Not with words, with actions. Prove it. Abandon your instincts for hypergamy. Lose your preference for dating wealthy men. Try dating somebody who makes less money than you. Why not? What difference does it make? If you have abandoned traditional gender roles and you won't cook or clean for him or have his children, what possible justification could you have for demanding that he be a traditional man and financially provide for you? Now, women will protest and say, I could never date a man who makes less money than me because that would be me dating down. He would be a leech off of me. I could just provide for myself. Why do I need him? Hold on. Wait a minute. Why is it if a woman makes more money than the man, then he is a leech and she is dating down? But when you have that arrangement with the genders reversed, when a man is dating a woman who makes less than him, doesn't that mean that he is dating down? Doesn't that make her a leech? How do women not see how outrageously hypocritical and sexist this is?
What did you say?
Why would I want to be with a bum?
How come no man in this room has ever said that about a girl they dated? Because you're all gold-digging skanks. We're romantic. We'll take a bum McDonald's worker. You couldn't do that. No woman's ever done that. You guys date up. We date down. That means every ex-boyfriend you've had was better than you. That's why you let him hit it. Because you guys date up. So you fucked up a lot. Could you marry a Burger King employee?
I won't do that.
Could any girl here do it? Has any girl in history ever done it? You're all dirty gold diggers. Admit you're scared. And you know what's funny?
That's
the point. You abandoned him.
That's fine.
How come the men here don't mind if she's a bum? Because we're the romantic gender.
Okay, in case his wording was too strong for some of you, let me restate my position so that my thoughts on this are clear. I do not have an issue with women wanting rich men. Being attracted to his resources, that is biologically ingrained in women. It's consistent across cultures. Women are innately wired that way, and there's nothing to be ashamed of, provided she becomes a mother. Motherhood created that instinct. Motherhood justifies that instinct. Without that, women who chase rich men are just lecherous gold diggers. Now, there is sort of a halfway attempt that some women are trying out, but I urge men, do not fall for this.
If you want a traditional wife, then be a traditional man. You cannot ask for stay-at-home wifey privileges if you don't have stay-at-home wifey money. You want me to clean the kitchen? I'm happy to clean the kitchen if I get to wake up at 10, I get to clean the kitchen, I get to go lounge by the pool, and then you come home at night. Like, sure, no problem.
Wow, what a lucky man. He works all day while she lounges by the pool. But hey, she cleaned the kitchen. I say not enough, not even close to enough. The idea of having a stay-at-home wife makes no sense to me. According to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, men who work full-time on average put in 8.3 hours a day. And there is no way that there is 8.3 hours of housework to do every day. If you are childless, then there is no way that this arrangement is fair. A stay-at-home mom? Yeah, that makes sense. A stay-at-home wife? What the fuck is that? No. Men, be cautious of these women who play act at being feminine. They pretend to adopt the role of the traditional submissive housewife, but she never has children. What a scam. You're working hard so she can just be lazy? Fuck that. I'm with this guy. Women, if you want a modern relationship where you work and he works, fine. Or you want a traditional relationship with masculine and feminine gender roles, fine. But be consistent, because you cannot have your cake and eat it too, because men everywhere are getting hungry. This also ties into the "where are all the good men" phenomenon, because it's women's lack of interest in motherhood that is turning all the top status men into seeking just short-term sex. Because modern women have abandoned motherhood and femininity, men don't like what they're offering, and so they have changed their mating strategy. For you guys who really like systems analysis and how things affect each other, you're going to want to watch the rest of this video, because I'm going to explain what I mean in a lot more depth. You can watch the rest of this video by going over to my Patreon. That's where I post the full-length versions of my videos. What you see here on YouTube, these are just the shortened, abridged versions. The full versions are available on Patreon.